What if a tariff meant to strengthen American industry ended up making Canadian aluminum even more valuable? That's the question shaking the automotive world in 2026. As U.S. buyers grapple with soaring aluminum costs, Europe is racing to secure Canadian supply at record prices, potentially reshaping the future of vehicle manufacturing, EV production, and global trade. The ripple effects could reach everyone from automakers to pickup truck buyers. Your roadmap to the latest in auto. Welcome to Highway Herald. Today, we're breaking down how one policy decision may have triggered an unexpected shift in one of the world's most important industrial markets. Number 5. Why rising aluminum costs are hitting automakers hard. Tariffs are often promoted as a way to make foreign suppliers pay, but in the aluminum market, many of the costs are being felt by American manufacturers. Throughout 2026, U.S. buyers have faced some of the world's highest aluminum premiums, increasing costs for industries ranging from construction to automotive manufacturing. For automakers already dealing with rising battery expenses, software investments, uncertain EV demand, and high interest rates, expensive aluminum adds another major challenge. Companies such as Ford, GM, Stellantis, Tesla, and Rivian rely heavily on aluminum for body panels, battery enclosures, suspension systems, and lightweight structures. Because aluminum improves efficiency, range, and performance, replacing it is not easy. As prices rise, manufacturers must absorb costs, pressure suppliers, redesign components, or pass expenses to consumers, potentially influencing future vehicle prices and production decisions. But rising costs alone don't explain why aluminum has become so valuable. To understand that, we need to look at the global supply disruptions that are tightening the market and driving competition to new extremes. Number 4. The worldwide aluminum squeeze reshaping global markets. Europe's aluminum shortage emerged from multiple disruptions rather than a single event. The region has reduced its reliance on Russian aluminum while also dealing with years of high energy costs that forced some smelters to cut production or close. Adding to the challenge, uncertainty surrounding Middle Eastern supply chains raised concerns because the region represents a significant portion of global aluminum output. As supply fears grew, aluminum prices surged, creating intense competition for available metal. Europe needed reliable, low-carbon aluminum to support its manufacturing and environmental goals, while the United States was also competing for limited supply. This pushed premiums higher on both sides of the Atlantic. For automakers, the stakes are significant because aluminum is essential for EV battery structures, truck frames, suspension components, and lightweight vehicle designs. If high prices persist, production costs and vehicle prices could face additional pressure. Yet shortages and higher prices created winners as well as losers. One country found itself in exactly the right position to benefit from this growing scramble for aluminum. Number 3. How Canada became Europe's preferred aluminum partner. Canada's aluminum is becoming increasingly valuable because of how it is produced. Much of the country's aluminum comes from Quebec's hydroelectric-powered smelters, giving it a significantly lower carbon footprint than many competing sources. That combination of reliable supply, lower emissions, and political stability has made Canadian aluminum highly attractive to European automakers, aerospace firms, and manufacturers. As demand has grown, more Canadian shipments have been redirected to Europe, signaling a broader shift in global supply chains. Producers are increasingly guided by netback economics, which measures actual profits after transportation costs, tariffs, and fees. If tariffs reduce profitability in one market, suppliers naturally look elsewhere. While the United States remains a major customer, Canada's ability to serve multiple markets gives producers greater flexibility, leverage, and negotiating power. But how did Canadian producers gain this flexibility in the first place? The answer lies in a policy decision that dramatically altered the economics of where aluminum gets shipped. Number 2. The tariff decision that redirected global trade. The aluminum trade shift began with the assumption that Canadian producers would continue prioritizing the U.S. market despite higher trade barriers. For decades, the United States was Canada's largest aluminum customer, using Canadian metal in vehicles, aircraft, construction projects, packaging, and manufacturing. However, when tariffs increased and profitability changed, producers started evaluating alternative markets. At the same time, Europe's growing demand for aluminum created new opportunities. Rather than accepting lower returns, many suppliers expanded beyond North America, establishing new trade relationships and supply routes. This development is particularly important for the automotive industry, where aluminum has become essential for lightweight truck bodies, EV battery enclosures, wheels, suspension systems, and structural components. As aluminum costs rise, the effects can spread throughout the supply chain, influencing production decisions, manufacturing costs, and potentially future vehicle prices. Before we reveal the most important development, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald and turn on notifications. If you enjoy deep dives into the automotive industry, trade policy, manufacturing, and the forces shaping the vehicles we drive, your support helps us continue bringing you these insights. Now let's look at the development that could have the biggest long-term impact of all. Number 1. Canada's strategic advantage in a changing industrial world. The bigger story is not simply that more Canadian aluminum is being shipped to Europe, but that global supply chains and industrial relationships are evolving. Once manufacturers approve suppliers, establish logistics networks, and sign long-term contracts, those partnerships often last for years. This makes Canada's growing role strategically important. Canada offers 3 highly valued advantages: reliable production, lower carbon manufacturing, and access to multiple major markets. As a result, aluminum is increasingly being viewed alongside semiconductors, batteries, rare earth minerals, and copper as a critical industrial resource. For the automotive industry, stable aluminum supplies are essential for EVs, lightweight trucks, advanced SUVs, battery systems, and future manufacturing facilities. While the United States remains a key customer, Canada now has more alternative buyers, strengthening its position in future trade negotiations. And that brings us to the broader question: what does this shift ultimately mean for automakers, manufacturers, and the future of industrial competitiveness? Final verdict: the emerging aluminum power realignment. The aluminum story unfolding in 2026 is about far more than tariffs. It is about industrial strategy, supply chain resilience, manufacturing competitiveness, and the growing importance of low-carbon materials in a rapidly evolving global economy. A policy designed to strengthen domestic production has coincided with higher costs for many American buyers, while simultaneously encouraging Canadian producers to expand relationships beyond their traditional customer base. For automakers, truck manufacturers, and suppliers, the long-term consequences could be significant. Aluminum remains essential for lightweight pickups, fuel-efficient SUVs, EV battery structures, and future vehicle platforms. Any sustained shift in pricing or supply relationships could influence production decisions for years to come. Now we'd love to hear from you. Do you think the 50% aluminum tariff ultimately helps or hurts American automakers? Will Europe's growing demand permanently change where Canadian aluminum is shipped? Could aluminum become as strategically important as batteries, semiconductors, or rare earth minerals in the coming decade? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We always enjoy hearing perspectives from fellow enthusiasts. And if you enjoyed this analysis, be sure to subscribe to Highway Herald and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest vehicle updates, industry insights, and automotive news coverage. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. You can now check out any of the videos on the screen. There's more exciting and informative content waiting for you.